Senator Matthew Warren. Matthew, state of the economy, of course, a major fact really in the crisis there, and concerns about where it goes from here.
Yes, that's right. It has been, Stuart, and this anger really over the way the economy is has been a big contributor to what we've been seeing on the streets. And as an example of what that might be, well, of the 85 million or so people who live in Egypt, about half live below or close to the poverty line of just $2 a day. So that gives you a sort of sense of how many people there are living and why we've been seeing some of these scenes. Now, President Morsi, when he arrived, he inherited many problems in the Egyptian economy, and his supporters say that he needed more time to sort those out. But others have said that he's failed to revive the flagging economy. Well, Catherine Viet has been taking a closer look.
More turmoil for Egypt's battered economy. Since the fall of former President Hosni Mubarak in 2011, the country has struggled to get its finances in order. Foreign investors worried about the continued instability have fled, and the country's foreign currency reserves have dropped to dangerously low levels. This in turn has fueled a shortage of imports, including diesel, leading to long lines at the gas pump. Egyptians, too, have seen their purchasing power disappear as their currency loses value and inflation climbs. Since 2011, the Egyptian pound has dropped more than 12% against the dollar. Coupled with high unemployment and an inflation rate of 9%, many Egyptians say they are having trouble affording basic staples like bread.
The price of bread has nearly doubled. This kind used to be 1.5 cents, then it was 2.5, now it's 5 cents apiece.
One of the main generators of income, tourism, has also taken a beating. The sector brought in $10 billion in 2012 and employs around 10% of the Egyptian workforce. But visitor numbers have fallen by almost a third, from 14 million in 2010 to 10.5 million last year. With many countries issuing travel advisories, it seems unlikely tourists will be tempted back anytime soon.
Yeah, Catherine explaining the figures to us there. But Matthew, the IMF, weren't they supposed to step in and sort this out?
Yes, well, there's been talk for about a year now of a loan from the IMF of around $4.8 billion. That's the figure that's been floating around. But progress, obviously not enough progress in time for this. Who knows how that will work out now? And anyway, the IMF have been asking for a few reforms. One of those, for example, was a cut in the subsidies that the Egyptian government currently pays out to help things like keep fuel prices down and food prices. But those subsidies cost around $20 billion a year. And the IMF says that it's wasteful, also says that it's inefficient. It's not going even to the right people. If you think of all those people living on $2 a day, well, they're not really going to be helped by fuel subsidies, for example. They can't afford cars and petrol as well. Well, just a week ago, in fact, Christine Lagarde was saying that this $4.8 billion package wouldn't be enough anyway, that Egypt needs funds from outside the IMF and from other countries. And we've been seeing already in the last few hours President Obama saying that he wants his administration to look again at the aid that the US gives to Egypt. So some real financing problems on the horizon for the country.
Now, of course, all of this has massive impacts within Egypt itself, but that impact kind of extends beyond the Egyptian borders, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Political instability is scaring off many foreign investors. They're going to be looking at these and wondering, if they're thinking of investing in Egypt, is it the right time to do it? We've already seen big drops in the amount of investment going into Egypt. It used to run at about $5 billion a year. Figures for last year say that had dropped to $1.8 billion as well. And let's not forget the all-important Suez Canal, a very important waterway carrying around 2 million barrels of oil a day. And this instability is raising concerns about supply disruptions there. And that's one factor that's actually been pushing up the oil price. We've seen the oil price now hit around $101 a barrel. That's the highest it's been for around a year.
OK, Egyptian stock market, let's talk about that now.
Yes, now we did see that rise, in fact, didn't we, on Tuesday?
Yeah.
We saw a sort of
surprising.
small,
I
an
remember
increase.
you said at the time.
It was a bit of an increase. This is what's been happening to the stock market over the last 3 months or so. Well, this is in fact is the year to date. We've seen the stock market drop there in Egypt by 7%, and I just wanted to put it in context with other markets. Of course, the Dow Jones has been up around 16%, but others have fallen more than that. That's what's happened in the Egyptian, the main index there. It dropped pretty sharply at the start of June. So we'll see how that is when it opens later this morning. Opens at 10:30 local time. Europe as well. We'll be keeping an eye on those markets when they open at 9. But let's take a look at the Asian markets, how they've been faring in trading this Thursday. And you can see the Nikkei down slightly, but the other markets actually doing pretty well. And that's because, of course, other factors are playing in. Some decent news on jobs in the US, for example, helping investors there.
Okay, Matthew, thank you very much. That's Matthew Warren here, of course, with business at this time every day here on France 24. More news.